What's good, y'all? It's your boy Yatta.
It's your boy Sam.
And you tune in to another episode of the Envelope Pushers. You want to tell me what the Envelope Pusher is?
Yes, sir. I got you. So, envelope pusher is to behave in more extreme ways or to try new things that have not been acceptable or tried before. Another good one.
We back. Hey,
Sir.
also, right before we get started, if you haven't checked out our last episodes, right, heard they were pretty fire. A
Yeah.
lot of people like them, so please
Just
check them
heard,
out.
man. Just heard. Good. I think our last episode was fire. It was good. I rock with it.
Facts.
It was a good episode, man. Go check that out and the ones before.
That was a nice one. Also, Ramadan Mubarak, to all the Muslims out there and stuff. It's Ramadan right now. I'm doing this episode without any water, so bear with me. You feel me?
Make sure you got that in there. Trials and tribulations.
Yup.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Bet.
All right, so I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard a lot about like these NFTs, right? And crypto, right? Like it's been going crazy. So now we're gonna build on like some about NFTs, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about those and
First, let me tell them what an NFT is. I know we all kind of heard of it. Some of us haven't. If you haven't, make sure you look it up. And thankfully, this is your first stop. But NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are a special type of digital art used to create digital ownership. Art sales were an early use of NFTs. Blockchain's technology was involved to provide proof of authenticity and digital ownership. This concept limits the potential of unauthorized and mass production of artwork. So it's a lot to deal with artwork and art itself, which is a huge part of our culture and our community. We create a lot of art, whether that's music or just illustrations, paintings, or drawings, even pictures. So
100, man. It's in
we
our
thought it was
blood,
going to
right?
be, we thought it would be important for us to at least know about it or at least speak on it for at least one episode. So
For sure. And like a simple way of understanding NFTs, because if that kind of like went over your head, so basically a simple analogy is like a Google Doc, right? So like me and Sam, like when we do our episodes, right, like we like to work on Google Docs. And the reason why we do is because like everybody has access to it at the same time. And you can see like all the corrections being made, you know what I'm saying? So imagine it like that. Like it creates like a decentralized distribution chain that gives everyone access to the document, at the same time. And no one's really locked out of making changes or seeing the changes, right? Because I believe in Google Docs, you can see like the last edited, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So we make a contract, you can see like if it was edited, where and what, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like a really good way of just storing data, right, on the blockchain. So
yeah, and this is new for a lot of us. It's new for everybody.
yeah, this is new.
So we just trying to break it down so it's easy for us to understand and digest, and easy for y'all to understand and digest. And like we say always, man, we learning with y'all at the same time while trying to bring y'all information. But we want to make sure we up on the latest and greatest, because a lot of times we've been left out of conversations like these. So I would say
sure.
Yada, how'd you come to like figuring out about NFTs and learning about NFTs, and how do you feel about them?
All right, so when I first got exposed to it, like I didn't understand, right? But and we're gonna get into this later, but I love MF Doom, his music, right? Rest in peace to MF Doom, right? Super villain. But before like he died, like a couple months, he was selling these like masks or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like virtual, and I'll get into the details later, but at first I was like, who would buy that? Like, why do I just want a virtual mask? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really get the concept, but I didn't really realize that was an NFT.
Yeah.
And like, that was it. Like, I'm thinking it's a real mask, and I got excited.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, this is just in the digital world. You get what I'm saying? So at first I was thinking like, man, like, why would anybody want that? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And then we go 4 months later, and that's all anybody's talking about. Everybody wants an NFT. So that was kind of my first exposure to it. How about you?
I was watching the Joe Budden podcast, man, just for entertainment, but they had a guest on, and basically he was talking about NFTs. And like the people that are on the show, they were confused about what NFTs were as the guest was explaining it. Like they were like, okay, so what's stopping somebody from doing this? So even if I buy the original art, what's stopping somebody from taking a picture of the original art and copying it themselves? And he was like, basically, you are the owner of that art. You have the original piece and it's authenticated. So you know, it holds more value than the ones that are just being printed. So at first I was like, I really don't understand. But then I thought about all the other things like art, just you know, millionaires and people who have a lot of money, how they invest into these art pieces. You know, the banana with the duct tape on the wall and stuff like that, like going for millions of dollars. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, you know, us common folk, we don't really understand, you know, them investing into these art pieces and still being worth millions. And Jay-Z talked about it in a couple of his
I was
songs.
just gonna say
Yeah,
that. Story of
yeah,
OJ. He said, "I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
wait
yeah.
to give some of this to my children." Right? I was
Exactly.
thinking of
In the
that.
story of OJ, y'all go listen to that
Yo,
song, amazing. But even in that, when he was talking about getting art and then the art being worth millions, so it still almost works like that. And that's what I kind of connected to better understand it, because I got to connect it to things that I've seen before. And, you know, art is a space that um, us are, like I said at the beginning, we create, but a lot of times we don't participate in the economy of art because how much it'll go for. You know, people out there buying $50 million pieces and flipping them to, you know, $500 million. So this is an important piece of the game, and it's starting out and it's early. So when I heard about it on Joe Budden podcast, I was like, oh yeah, I got to figure out how this works and how it goes. So that's it basically.
but yeah, that's so. Yeah, and then now, as you see, like that's just the talk right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
These
the talk
art
everywhere.
pieces.
That's the talk everywhere, man. I seen a NFT museum on Twitter, I believe.
Oh,
And
for real?
they were going through the
That's
museum
cool.
with all the little art pieces. It was a little art museum of like digital artwork, um, and that were being sold. And I said, oof, it's getting real now. It's in your face now. So
Hey, actually, now that you say that, like, my aunt was talking to me about this. There's a thing coming to Minneapolis, and I believe it's like an exhibit or something,
yeah,
but it's virtual though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is me just thinking. I didn't even like think of that, but like, yeah, this virtual art is really everywhere. It's crazy.
yeah,
And if you think about it, like, I mean, physical land, like, there's a. What makes it so valuable is like you can't just make more land, really. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? The land is the land,
yeah,
but who rules the digital space right now? Like if I was to put on some glasses, I can make something digital by something that's physical. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
mm-hmm.
like that's crazy to think about. Like there's really gonna be a whole like digital world.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
know what
be
I'm
a
saying?
digital. Yeah,
Like
exactly. We
yeah,
stepping
like
into
like
a
like
different
Tron.
age.
You feel
Yeah,
me?
I was just gonna say, like
Yeah.
in the movies, man, it's gonna be a digital world where you walk into somebody's house and they have an original digital art piece that's worth, you know, thousands, if not millions. And you know, we stepping into that, and big businesses, they're investing within NFTs and creating their own NFTs, of course, too, because they see the value, man. A lot of these big business and how crypto is working and how just digital currency is working. Like you see the big businesses getting into it, and you know it calls for our participation. And we see it with some rappers now. We got Wu Tang on our list in pre-production.
Yeah.
Um, Wu Tang is actually doing a 400-pound coffee book table with rare photos, never before seen photos, and it's signed by the group. There'll be 36 of them. Um, but how they're marketing this is with NFTs. So um, the people will actually own these original pieces. And what makes it valuable, of course, there's only 36, but then also with the NFTs being attached to them. But me and Kenyatta was talking about it before, and adding value to it, because like we said, like with these NFTs, it's hard to understand, especially once you start connecting it to art and music. It's like, well, I can make a copy of this and it'll be exactly the same, but it won't be the original. But we seen in 2015, Wu-Tang released the album. I forgot what the album was called. Let me go
Yeah,
look.
I forgot the name, but
I think it was Once Upon a Time in Shaolin.
I think
Yeah,
that could be it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Shaolin in 2015, they sold this album. It was only one copy, and there was a bunch of rules and guidelines to it. Like it couldn't be like remade or sold again or anything like that. But they sold it for $2 million to Martin Shkreli, some white guy in 2015. Some people call it a finesse. At the time, I seen it as a finesse. They, sold an album to him for $2 million, and even though that was the only album, it's super exclusive. We know how big Wu-Tang is. They were kind of a step ahead of the game onto what NFTs were, even though it wasn't as popular. But imagine if they, attach this to like an NFT, even though I know it's a whole bunch of legal stuff that goes along with this album. I know there has to. But yeah, that's the first thing, where we're creating value and noticing value in certain products.
Yeah, facts. And with that Wu-Tang thing, right? If y'all don't know, like he took that thing and just held it hostage.
Yes, he did.
Like
Nobody could listen to
it. Nothing. Like nobody do nothing. I still like. What didn't like something? Didn't they come to like an agreement or something? Or I don't know. Like I still haven't heard nothing about it.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Wu-Tang
I
fan.
think he's like locked up or somewhere. I don't know
Is that
where
what it is?
the
Yeah,
Martin Shirley dudes.
because he was making some kind of medications, right?
Yeah,
Like he
he
was the
was the
owner.
pharma dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was for like AIDS or something. I don't know what it was. Something crazy. Like he
He
was
was
making it, but he was like not
taxing.
making enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he was taxing. He was trying to control the market. How every big pharma place really works. How pharma works in general. Especially in the United States, they gonna tax you now.
Facts, but yeah, and to your point too, like imagine, because like obviously like we didn't have like I guess the blockchain technology stuff now, but like yeah, just imagine if there's like a smart contract to it, or there was something to where there was like actually rules and guidelines, and dude couldn't change nothing, or no loopholes, like So now we see the importance of like just using the blockchain, and like once these NFT pieces are big, you can see how it's like, at least right now, like there might be a way later, I don't know, people always find a way to finesse things, but you can't really duplicate them, and it's like the contract is pretty solid. Like you can see who's making changes, people have access to it. There's no funny stuff going on right now, so it seems pretty fair to me.
Yeah, it seemed, and holding pieces, and I think too, it's an understanding of how value works with art and how we view art. And I want to keep it with on NFTs, but I just want to keep digging into the value, because I don't think a lot of times we understand how valuable certain stuff is, since we give so much of our culture and our art away. And how sometimes us as Black people, we view art. We know it's, of course, how we create and express ourselves, but people invest into this stuff. Like, imagine you sitting there buying a $2 million album, or you're even buying $1 million art piece that's the size of this right here. Like, could you see yourself doing that? And I want to ask y'all, do you see yourself ever buying, an NFT or a piece of art that may be digital, or even a song that's sold as an NFT? Would you buy that, to have the original?
See, like if you was to ask me like 3 months ago, I would have been like, "Yo, you crazy? Like that's lame. Like who wants that?" You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I feel like I'm kind of old school in the sense I like having the physical. You feel me? But now that it's like crazy, like it's the thing now. You gotta adapt. So I could definitely like see myself doing that, because like there's so many things in history that have like went down. Like we talked earlier, like sports moments, right? So when Allen Iverson crossed up Jordan, imagine if you got the NFT.
Yeah, the original video of it.
Yes, like and you have it. You feel me?
That'd be
You
crazy.
own it, right? Like that's crazy. And then AI, he stepped over. Was it like Tyronn Lue or something like that?
Lue, Ty Lue.
Yeah, he stepped over.
Imagine
like,
having that and then licensing it out to like the NBA to use or something like crazy.
Right, with Randy Moss mooing the crowd. You feel me?
Anything Randy Moss do, shout out to him, man. That Minnesota Vice for us.
hey, what's the other moments you could think of that you would want?
I think of probably Tony Hawk doing the 900. That's a big one. That video always come up. Him doing the 900. I probably would like buy some songs to have the original. Probably like a lot of Lil Wayne songs. I would buy a Lil Wayne album, like an NFT. I would pay to have one. I don't know how much if I had that type of dough on me, that type of bread. If I had it to buy it, I would. But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I could think of right now.
Man, I mean, it's some other ones like, I mean, enter the 36 chambers. You feel me?
Mm.
And if I had the money to buy that Wu-Tang thing, best believe I'd be one of the 36 people that buy that, because
Oh yeah,
you
they
feel me?
always gonna make it 36, man. They release things in 36 so much.
Mm-hmm. 36 chambers, but what was we talking about? Hey, remember we was talking about Joey Badass earlier?
Yeah.
You said that you would get the 1999 album.
Yeah, I would get the 1999
Yeah.
album. That's a classic. I would like to have the original of that. And with these NFTs, I would like to have the physical copy and the digital. I'm not sure how they would separate it or break it up, but either way, the original. And my question is, if NFTs, it mainly focuses on what when NFTs get brought up, it's mostly digital art, digital audio, and stuff like that. So do you think NFTs, because of course they can be physical as well, because as we talked about with the Wu-Tang book, do you think this will push people more towards having physical copies of art?
Yeah, like I think it will, because I mean, kind of like you said earlier, right? Like we both was like thinking that's funny, we was both thinking of that Jay-Z line at the same time. But
Yeah.
when he was talking about artwork, right? And that's been going on for a long time. So like, yeah, I definitely think so. But like kind of like what you said with the Wu-Tang thing, it's like something physical, but then like the physical is not even like the whole thing. Like the art itself is like in digital form.
Yeah.
So like I could see it like you buy the frame and it's like a digital frame, but the picture is like the value. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause like also if y'all watch Earn Your Leisure, right? Me and Sam was building on this earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like an episode with him and 19 Keys, and yeah, they was just building on like NFTs and stuff like that. And Keys was saying like he's seen stuff like imagine like a TV, or like I said, kind of like a digital frame, but it would be like a TV kind of thing, right?
Yep.
TV, if you think about it, is kind of a frame capturing a picture, and the art is in there. So like people could have that on their walls in their house, like a little digital art frame or something. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like 3D art. So yeah, I definitely feel like that's gonna happen. And some I don't have any examples I've heard, but like some people will sell things and have an NFT with it. So I think that's also a great model. Like if you have like a clothing company, imagine selling a t-shirt, but with the t-shirt you get to have like the NFT with it.
NFT,
You know what I'm saying?
you get the
Mm-hmm.
certificate with it. Let it know that's the original of it. Yeah. This is.
Yup. You can verify it too. Like you'll have like your little code that's like, hey, no, this is the original. Check it. Like, you see it on the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
That's
it's a good way of verifying too, because I feel like a big thing that we have. See, I just thought of this. So since we both love sneakers, right?
Yeah.
How many fake sneakers are going around?
That's
right
crazy, because I was thinking of the same thing. Everybody always asks
right?
for a receipt or something. Yeah.
But like, imagine if to verify that sneaker is real, you have the NFT to come with it, and there's something on the shoe that verifies that, like that's a new way to like get rid of the fake stuff. Really, you know what I'm saying? If there's something digital that you can prove, like on the blockchain, if we all like trust the blockchain and say like it's like a I mean, right now I guess almost foolproof way of proving that it's yours. That would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, even just the original shoe, the first creation of the shoe. People got the original Jordan. Nike, they got the first ever Jordan 1 or stuff like that. So even those being sold with an NFT attached to them, that would be crazy. But as far as sneakers, yeah, because even now this the real thing, but what about the original? The original would probably go crazy. And they are, when it comes to sneaker world and in the art world, art pieces prices are going crazy with or without the NFTs, but just adding them in, especially with digital art, because our world is so digital, and art is just being used at any expense and freely. It's definitely important. It's important. And I'm happy we doing this episode, because, artists out there, they need to know about it. I'm pretty sure they already up on it, but our people need to understand about art, because of course, even with physical art, before NFTs came up, our people were left out of this conversation, or didn't even have this conversation be possible to them. So
yeah, facts. I like what you said about that too, because like even though like let's say somebody like me thought it was lame 3 months ago, but if this is the way the world's shifting, then like we either hop on the wave, we're gonna get left behind. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And since like our art, because our art's been stolen from us so much, like we did an episode about hip hop, right? If you ain't listen to that, tap in. But that's an art form, and
Facts.
we was talking about like how much like people leached off us when it came to hip hop, how much it was just stolen. But
Mm-hmm.
like ownership was our biggest problem. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get into this, because like best believe like they might try to like cultural appropriate some of our stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And make tons of money off it because people are buying these NFTs, not knowing where it really came from. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so there has to be something like that where we can fully capitalize off our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like make sure we're doing it right. Make sure we're being represented how we want to, and of course, like making the money that should be ours off it, right?
Yeah, because this could be the end of the big corporations when it comes to art. Like you don't have to go through, as far as music, you don't have to go through the industry. We already seen how streaming did that, and kind of took away some of the big industries, as far as the businesses and labels, is the word I'm looking for. It took away some
Mm-hmm.
of the labels because now artists can be making money just from putting their song on a streaming app, even though it's not, it's taxed. Even then, the streaming app is getting a cut of that, probably a large cut. But NFTs can probably be the final eraser for labels. Now you actually have a NFT connected to your artwork or your music that is able to be followed and hold its value throughout the course of your career. So it doesn't ever fall off. Whatever you sign or whenever you do sign, it'll never just fall off. It'll always hold its value.
Yeah, facts. We can always prove, just prove that it's the original. You know what I'm saying? Just always have it. And another piece of this too, I wanted to say is, cryptocurrency is being used for this, and Ethereum's also a big one, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
also, if y'all follow cryptocurrency, like at the time of this recording, like Ethereum and Bitcoin went down. Like I think it went down to like 48, and it's around like 50 right now. So if you love Bitcoin at like 60,000, you should love it at 48,000, right? Buy the dip.
Yeah.
You feel me? But so this MF Doom thing, right? That I was talking about earlier. So rest in peace to Doom.
Rest in
But
peace, man.
he had these signed masks, right? And they were NFTs. And remember, I was thinking like, this is stupid. Like, why would anybody buy this? But so each of the signed masks sold for between 9.5 and 450 in the Ethereum, right? And one Ethereum right now. See, I should have looked at what Ethereum was back at that time, but right now it's like 2,000 something. I think like mid 2000s for like one coin,
Mm-hmm.
or around like 2,000 or something like that. But it's sold on an NFT marketplace called like Illuspace. And I say that to like, so remember you talked about like labels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think what's already happening, I guess, is there's gonna be like marketplaces for this stuff, right? So
Yeah.
like, if we really want to capitalize off it, we need to have our big marketplace. Like Illuspace was like a big platform to where he sold his master. Like, okay, let's have a black owned place where we selling these NFTs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. 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 Need
And
that.
just full like ownership, right? Well, what do you think of that?
Control the whole culture, control the whole thing. Especially when we get into spaces where we need to sell our art or where we can put it on the market. This is a time where us as a people need to come together and have these areas, because we know if we allow the other side to do it, of course they might play nice, but we know how the other side can be sometimes, scraping and shaving numbers. So that would be great if we could create a space or have a space where we can sell our NFTs on early, not later. This is a whole new movement. This is new to almost everybody. This is a new thing. So even if we start out with our own space and grow as NFTs grow and become more normalized, that'll be huge. We'll have a foot in the economy, a big part of the economy as well. So that'd
For
be
sure.
huge. Oof.
I kind of compare it to like, how Amazon kind of has a lock as like the biggest marketplace when it comes to physical stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
wonder what the next like NFT or like virtual marketplace is going to be, because Amazon already got a lock on physical. So
Yeah.
now it's like right now I believe there's a fight for like who's going to have it on the virtual side, and like not just like just buying stuff online, but like the actual like NFTs and just virtual like items. You feel me? Like I feel like there's a lot of companies in the race for that. And I know when Keys was talking about it, he was saying Microsoft, it has like a huge play in this right now. So
Oh yeah.
Microsoft is really trying to dominate, right? So if y'all in the stocks, right, Microsoft would be a good one for long term.
All these big tech
They're
companies.
they're building, right? I got Microsoft. I'm glad I got it, but yeah, I feel like Microsoft is really trying to have a lock on it, right, with this like virtual stuff.
I think did Microsoft buy? Microsoft just acquired somebody recently.
I'm trying to. I think I heard about something like that.
Yeah, they acquired somebody recently, and
Yeah,
it was a crazy play. Microsoft is doing a lot of investing in the places. They moving a lot of money around.
facts. And Microsoft owns Xbox, so yeah, y'all can stop making fun of me for having an Xbox because
Uh-oh.
that's gonna be the future. You feel me? I don't see Sony making no moves.
Hey man, I'm
Place,
this
place,
close,
place.
man. If
You feel
I
me?
hey man, I'm giving it a couple more months. If I don't get a PlayStation
You
soon,
see
I'm
what
gonna have to
Microsoft
pull the
doing?
trigger, man. I'm gonna have to pull the trigger on the Xbox because this is getting out of hand.
They it seem like they starting to have a lock right now. So
This is getting
PlayStation
out of
stuff's
hand.
looking dead, man.
Yeah, no cap, no
Still
cap.
got my PS2 though.
Oh, not the PS2, man.
Still got it.
Three generations back.
For
Hey, I
sure.
respect it.
Hey, also I want to show y'all too. Like since we're talking about NFTs, I want to show y'all a couple things. I just grabbed a couple things for example. I should have did this earlier, but like this, like I'd get an NFT of this. So y'all seen Crooklyn, any Spike Lee joint?
Shout out
You
to
feel me?
Crooklyn.
That would be fire. Do the right thing.
I didn't
It's
know
a
you watched
classic.
Crooklyn before.
Oh yeah, that's a Spike. Yeah, I watched like I don't want to say all. I missed a couple, but like I love Spike Lee, bro.
Yeah,
As
my
a
girl put me on the Crooklyn.
that's one of my favorite movies. Like I've been watching that since I was like 8, probably.
Yeah,
You
my
know what I'm
girl put me
saying?
on the
Like I
Crooklyn,
watched that.
man.
And then of course, you know what I'm saying, the crown, you feel me?
Yes,
19
sir.
keys.
19
Shout out 19
keys.
keys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'd get an NFT crown. And this do-rag too, like this little Malcolm X little design, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely cool. And honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Shout out. Oh, is that the chain? Is that the chain on? Or no?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you know
yeah,
you know I keep it on
yeah.
too.
I'm like, yo, show the chain if that's who that is, man. Yeah.
Facts. But yeah, so anything else you want to say?
Uh, nah, I do want to say, look into NFTs, man, get a better understanding, just like me and Yada will, and understand it and how we can put our foot in the game and understanding how it works and acquiring value. I love how, the mindset is shifting. We're starting to play a larger part as far as stocks, crypto, and how digital currency is working. So this is huge. Keep learning about crypto, but keep learning about NFTs. These are the next big things. People aren't investing their money into this stuff as a joke. This isn't like, people are just talking about it now when Microsoft is investing into this to hold or house digital currency or digital products. This is huge. This is we have to see their steps, watch their steps, and kind of move how they move to play a part in this economy. So keep researching NFTs, keep researching your crypto, and keep researching your stocks. You got anything?
100. Yeah, I was gonna say you right on. Just we got to start researching, right? Like we got a really good like opportune time to like get into this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't know, like it's a currency. Like this is gonna change the world. You feel me? It's already changing art. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like, what's the next industry is gonna change? You know what I'm saying? So we just got to get a lock on it. You feel me? And just
Yeah,
start
because
doing our research on it.
I think I seen some. The NBA already is working with implementing NFTs and how they move in their establishment as an entity. So it's gonna be at your front door soon. And are we gonna be ready for it? Are we gonna be educated enough for it? Are we gonna be ready to play a part in NFTs?
Facts. And with that, you said about the NBA, there is like I forget the website, but they have like playing cards right now, like
Mm-hmm.
NFT playing cards. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's changing sports too. Yeah, like sports, playing cards, stuff like that. Cause
Yep.
I mean, I used to get cards back in the day, right? Like I have a
Same.
KD rookie. You feel me? I'm gonna
Ooh.
hold on to that thing forever.
Oh yeah. Until you get
But
old.
that he
Arguably,
retire.
yeah, arguably is going to be at least top 20, top 10. I don't know. He's one of those guys. Kobe said he couldn't guard him, so
Facts.
he's one of those guys.
But yeah, it's already changing sports. So, we already kind of got sports, artwork. I mean, music is starting to change music too, like music starting to do some things. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a next industry. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be another one coming. So we just got to figure that out and try to capitalize.
And what you mentioned right there, you know, sports, art, and we said it throughout this whole podcast. These are major areas that we play a part in.
Right.
You know, we play a part in all of it: art, music, entertainment, all where NFTs will be present. Make sure you are educated on them, because if we play a part, just like we said with the stocks, you know, whatever you use on a daily, this is what you should be investing in. So investing your time and learning about NFTs, because you listen to the music, you look at the art, and you consume the entertainment. So yeah,
We just got to get a lock on it. So.
thanks. Anything else?
Nah, that's about it. You know, just remember research, right? You know, keep pushing, you know, push the envelope. Research, I guess a little like recap, right? You know, NFTs, right? Look that up. Look that what that stands for, you know, non-fungible token, but do your research. That blockchain, Ethereum, you know what I'm saying? That's a cryptocurrency. We talk about Microsoft stock. So yeah, just so those are some things I'd say to take away from this episode to start
Thanks.
looking at and researching.
And go back and watch the other episodes, man. About the also George Floyd case. I know this episode was um, all towards NFTs, but we do want to congratulate the family, even though that they did lose a loved one. That was big news, but you know, let's not all be shocked, because we need this to happen on a regular, and we need accountability to happen on a regular. So small victories, but we've seen it before. It was like 1,600 police shootings, and only like seven officers have been convicted before. Not to put a downer on that, but
Yeah.
let's put it into perspective, everybody. We need to keep holding cops and our justice system accountable. But other than that, man, this has been the envelope.
One more thing though. So like kind of what you said too, like Malcolm X said this, right? You know, since I'm wearing the Malcolm X do-rag, he says, I'm gonna paraphrase, I don't know the exact quote, but he kind of says like, you know, the system of white supremacy, right? Or white people will create like small victories, you know what I'm saying? And make us think that we just won. But like
Yeah.
there's still a lot of work to do, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you just gave the numbers, like these cops aren't really getting convicted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I also believe that they kind of did that more so because you know how much millions of dollars in property was going to get damaged if they did not convict him.
Yeah, that's very true.
like I'm in Minneapolis, right? If you saw the way they boarded up that county, like they had a fence with they had a fence and then another fence, and in between that was barbed wire, roadblocks, and the fence uh after that was barbed wire. So like yeah, they more worried about their property, but yeah, you know, there's a lot of work to do still.
It's a lot of work to do, man. Some progress, but understand we've been saying it's some progress for a minute. So let's keep our foot on their neck. It's been the Envelope Pushers with Sam, and
Yup, Yatta.
peace out.
Peace.